This is Carlton, television for London.
Now find out just what it takes to be Whicker's Miss World.
Morning.
Morning. Excuse me, can we just separate you a little bit? Sure. There we go. Would you like to stand in between the ladies?
In Africa, amid an endangered species. So, let me tell you how it all happened, how I got into this fix. I was at home clearing the decks after the Sultan of Brunei and all that, and planning a program on Sol Kurtzner, a remarkable South African who created Sun City and was about to open The Lost City, a multi-million-pound fiberglass extravaganza in the desert. And to create some excitement for this phantasmagoria, he'd organized a Jean-Michel Jarre light show and a multi-million-dollar golf tournament, which didn't do much for me because I don't play golf, and also Miss World. Now, remember Miss World? I thought that after the heady days of the 50s and 60s at the Lyceum and the Albert Hall, she had tiptoed away into memory. Not a bit of it. She's been on the catwalks of the world. Atlanta, Hong Kong, and now in South Africa. I've always had a soft spot, I must say, for beauty queens, and it's rather unfashionable to say this now, I know. But the very first Whicker's World series, back in 1965, we started with a program on beauty queens. From the girls at the humble parish fete, where the vicar's daughter was impressed, right up to the haughty beauties on the international catwalk. Now here, they have a panel of judges, people like Joan Collins, Ivana Trump, Gary Player, Sidney Sheldon, and you'll see what I'm getting at. They must have been hard up for an extra judge because they've asked me if I would sit in at this important table, if I would peel off from my life's work of filming here in Sun City and spend several days closeted with 83 of the world's most beautiful women. Well, as I said at the time, how much humiliation can a man take? South Africa's return to the community of nations after 40 years in exile, signalled by the arrival of the Miss World pageant. Well, you've got to start somewhere. 83 international beauties are welcome to Bophuthatswana, one of the 4 tribal states allowed a certain independence. Its main financial support comes from this improbable Sun City casino resort, dreamt up by Sol Kurtzner, here greeting those summoned to choose the next Miss World. 11 international judges, like Ivana Trump, famous for being divorced and running a casino. Sidney Sheldon, the bestseller. The actor Billy D. Williams, who was in that other fantasy, Batman. He's going to present the show, assisted by the languid Jerry Hall, model and wife. Another wife, this time ex, stands head and shoulders above the glitz. Bridget Nielsen, once Mrs. Sylvester Stallone. Kim Alexis, supermodel and cover girl, shares a hairstyle with Mrs. Jagger. Deborah Shelton, ex-Miss USA, who joined J.R. Ewing in Dallas. And an even higher profile who played a beauty queen in her very first film before moving up the dynasty.
What are you doing here?
I've been waiting to talk to you.
What are you doing here?
How are you?
He's judging it. Are you a judge?
Of course.
What do you mean, of course?
All the best
I
people.
wouldn't have told you were here. I wouldn't have come if I'd known.
It's a great difference to Birmingham, isn't it?
Isn't that so? The last time that we saw each other, we schlepped up to Birmingham on a bus to see Tony
On a
and Leslie
bus,
Sophie.
yes, drinking champagne on a bus.
Except
That's
I didn't
right.
go on the bus.
I didn't talk to you a great deal because you were being famous everywhere, and it's hard to get to you. Isn't it?
Yeah, well, not deliberately. It's all by default. So
You've done 3 of these Miss Worlds. haven't
yes,
you?
I'm the only person, according to Eric, who's ever judged, showing that I am a great judge of female beauty, you see.
This is my second.
What's your second?
I was here last year.
Oh,
I was
really?
in Atlanta last year.
And
I must
Alan,
get
it's
you.
your first?
Yes, I'm a virgin.
All right, well, I'll
You mark my
plowing,
card,
darling.
yeah? It's the best offer I've had all night.
Is it? The night is young. I bought the caviar for me.
Okay, let's go and have a drink.
The very first beauty contests were between what used to be called bathing beauties. So in Africa's newest playground, the first photo call for 83 would-be Miss Worlds is, quite suitably, on a beach of artificial sand lapped by man-made waves. So far, everything else seems about the same. Around the world, girls parading through the beauty jungle may win only a kiss from the town clerk. But the top prize for a well-arranged 35, 24, 35 can be £40,000 cash and another £40,000 worth of jewellery and holidays, which is what these girls are chasing. Most men are scared of beauty queens, but some, it seems, are not scared enough. So they'll be escorted everywhere, even to the loo.
But you're chaperoning, right?
Yes.
You're somebody like Miss United Kingdom here.
Hello, pleased to meet you.
I didn't got your name.
It's Claire.
Claire.
Yeah.
You see, this is the last time I'm going to be allowed to talk to you because I'm a judge.
Oh, I see.
So it's all right now,
Right.
but after this, now what do you do when you're going straight?
Well, in October, actually, I was planning on going back to college to do a fashion degree, but that's been put on hold for a while.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll be able to go back to that next October.
Now, you all came out, 150 of you came out in one plane.
Yeah.
And all the other women were furious because you were all so slim. Maybe a few days here in some cities.
And maybe a bit more
change
ice
that.
cream, we might change all.
Beauty queens of every nationality have one thing in common, I've discovered. Whenever they spot a camera, whatever they're doing, they wave. See what I mean? This year, for the first time, Southern Africa's own beauty queen is coloured.
It's wonderful that South Africa actually has become part of the international community again. And now it gives, especially this pageant, gives South Africa a chance to actually show what its potential is all about.
She eloquently disproves the claim of an earlier white Miss South Africa that no black girl would ever win the title because she declared they're all pregnant by the time they're 14. That kind of talk was not politically correct. But this year's model handles the press more thoughtfully.
And that's why I say the girls actually have been very friendly towards one another and been getting along very well.
Falsies and artificial aids are taboo on this beach, of course, though not for heavyweight professionals. Ungallant to mention it, but this much-photographed model posing with a daughter has false teeth. Those splendid tusks are plastic, placed over unphotogenic stumps before each photo call.
Okay, girls, come on in.
Unbeautified animals in the nearby game park are also shown the beauty queens. Both groups equally controlled and protected from outsiders.
It's a little giraffe. There's one here. Oh, it's running. Look, he's smiling at you. It's waving back.
Wave.
I never had. Where's the mom?
Where's the baby?
That's the baby. Where's the mom?
While breakfasting with the massed beauties within a kraal, I considered such segregation with one of the pageant directors who's controlled all the Miss Worlds for almost a quarter of a century, Julia Morley. It's a little bit like a game park because they're all protected and fenced in by you. If you're the mother hen,
Yes, you could look at it that way. I don't think they feel fenced in. I think they're rather glad that they're given a chance to blame somebody else for the fact that they can't do another press call. At the same time, we've got a job to do for 3 weeks. And with 83 nations, I don't know what else you could do, quite honestly. And I think that you'll find when you speak to the girls, they may feel, yes, a little bit in school, but that's fine too.
But you're the headmistress, you're an agony aunt, you're mother henning it, and you've been doing it for a number of years. But how have the girls changed? You see, some of them are very young and probably away from home for the first time. And one or two others seem to be quite streetwise and know their way around.
One of them has never flown before. And yes, there are girls at 23, 24 that have travelled and they're very sophisticated.
Some of them come kitted up with a lot of smart gear.
Yes.
One or two others, I suspect,
Yes.
have come here with very little.
That's true. And they're just as special as the ones with the gear.
What do you do with them? You kit them out and that sort of thing, do you?
I think that what you try to do is if everyone's happy with what they've got, there's no reason to try and change. There's nothing wrong with a simple dress. It can be just as effective. In fact, one year, one of the girls won wearing her mother's wedding dress. She just didn't have the money to buy new clothes, and I think that's a marvellous idea. And I think the judges look at a person, and when you're a judge, you're going to be so conscious of being fair. You won't care if a girl's got spectacular clothes or not. You'll be looking at the person. And that's where you always find the girls don't feel that they're missing out.
What are your problems? What are your main worries?
Well, my main worry is to actually pick up a newspaper, read it, and know that what they've said is the truth. In terms of young people, 17-year-old girls come into our care, I think that you have to be a lot more responsible and think in a responsible manner, because parents back at home are hoping that we're going to look after their children.
Yet you see, you often have your journalistic scandals, don't you? If somebody runs off with a ski there, somebody's married, somebody's had some adventure or other, there's always something.
But in 43 years, you get 3 or 4 so-called scandals. In this era, it probably wouldn't be a scandal.
Yeah.
15 years ago, it was.
And you've got the press and the photographers, like barracuda around the outside, snapping at you, haven't you?
I suppose I've got used to them over the years. Some of them are quite kind barracudas, others are not so nice.
Eric was getting a bit upset the other day, because he said that some of the Avis drivers were chatting up the girls.
Was he now?
I don't know how you can.
Tell me that.
How do you control that?
I think girls like to be chatted up. There's nothing wrong with being chatted up, and I think that we're even glad we've got you.
See, at the end of the day, they're still in bathing costumes on a beach playing with a beach ball, which is what they used to do in my day, 30 years ago.
That I totally understand, and I think one-piece swimsuits, bikinis are wonderful, and I think it's a shame for the minorities to take that away.
Well, when I look around as a judge, I think that they all ought to get prizes. They're all little knockouts.
I really feel sorry for the judges, because once you know the girls, and we all know, and the girls have all discussed this, someone's going to win it.
Yes.
And the next day, another group of judges could choose the girls.
We go on our way towards that choice, still waving. We're off to start rehearsing a show that'll be seen around the world, and won't be too far from the first Miss World, which, back in 1951, helped publicise the Festival of Britain. While their non-dietary rehearsal lunch simmers in the background, the girls wave delightedly at a vast empty auditorium. These days, they're all performers.
Hi, my name's Claire. I'm 21 years of age, from the United Kingdom, and I'm planning on studying fashion.
By coming to South Africa, Miss World's escaped the rancour of feminists and people who don't like furs, but not political protest, as its originator, Eric Morley, well knows.
Well, any type of event which is in the world news, as it is, I mean, there's 50 to 60 countries taken on television, 600 million viewers, press of 100 countries, they're bound to attract attention for people to do protests and all sorts of things. Talk to people and reason with them and tell them, like we did with the women's lib years ago, and like we did with the animal rights movement when they did it. We banned furs. We wouldn't allow any furs. We stopped sending people to South Africa miles before anybody else of our competitors did. We supported them right from the beginning.
In South Africa today, the danger is you are seen to be promoting glitz and froth in a country which knows so much deprivation and poverty.
Is it glitz and glamour? It's a contest which is going on between countries, as you can see by the opening with all the flags and everything else. And also we got a purpose. I mean, we came in with the ANC's full knowledge and agreement last year. We toured the camps with the girls. Once again, we've done big things out here for Operation Hunger. Doing good. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit of glitz and glamour. They brighten our lives up a bit anyway, as well as helping the hungry and the poor.
The last beauty contest I filmed was about 30 years ago, and you, of course, were in control then, just as you are today. How's Miss World changed?
Most of the girls are students taking sabbaticals between college and university who use this as part of their education to visit places like Sun City, London before they came here, and so on and so forth. And they're an entirely different lot of girls. They're girls that go on to be computer engineers, doctors, lawyers, all previous Miss Worlds.
Are you telling me you're going for intelligence more than beauty?
No, we don't go for it. It comes out in their interviews. But the more intelligent girls, except, by the way, normally in the UK, we happen to have a good one this year, but normally speaking, the UK is still sticking to models. But the others have seen it as a great way of going and having an education, to visit different countries and see different cultures and things, you see. One's even been an ambassador. You've got to go around the world and meet fellas like you and to do interviews like this. But equally, as demonstrated when the Poland one went back, 100,000 people turned out. She's got to be able to converse with everybody, whether it be the chap that cleans the drains out or whether it be an ambassador. She's got to be an all-rounder in every sense, in every occupation. Yes, she's got to have a reasonable figure, of course she has.
But can all the judges be totally objective? I'm speaking as a putative judge myself. And I remember when we had the Prime Minister of Grenada as a judge, suddenly Miss Grenada became Miss World.
Well, yes, that was unfortunate.
Now, this time, don't you think that you've got Joan Collins and Ivana Trump as judges? Aren't the audience going to be more interested in them than they are in the girls?
No, not at all, because they can see Joan Collins any time. They're always seeing her on the screen. Ivana Trump, well, I don't know who wants to see Ivana Trump, but those that do have an opportunity on other occasions.
It'll be interesting to see what these femme fatale, like Joan and Ivana, look for in a woman, won't it?
Yeah, I personally have never found women judges exactly good in the contest.
That's what I always say. Yeah.
That's why.
Quite right.
That's why we always have predominance of men. And like if you had a male competition, you'd have a predominance of women.
Miss World's lately lost much of her television impact, so the show's South African director's giving her what support he can.
So we never really end up with just the girl coming down in a swimsuit. She's always got dancers or models, and we've given the girls something to look at. We've selected a lot of good-looking men, so we've got a lot of hunks on the stage, we've got beautiful models, and we've got the girls. So I hope there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Apart from that, Miss World has now got to be politically correct.
I don't think it's politically correct. I think it's a question of being a more concerned Miss World.
But I mean, you're already being knocked in the South African press because there weren't enough black girls in the whole contest, that sort of thing. I don't know how you can...
You see, I think that's becoming inverted racism. And I think tokenism is not what it's about either. Someone is there because they're there on merit. End of story. A lot of African countries are not represented, which we're sad about. But I think some of the most important African countries are. And Miss World is headed for a resurgence. And I'm quite happy to be identified with it because I do think that there's nothing wrong with using what is a lot of froth and nonsense, which is what it is, to help people less privileged than ourselves. The amount of money we're going to raise is not going to solve the world's problems. It's pointless to say, well, because people are starving in Somalia, we cannot have a beauty pageant. And then I think we're beginning to achieve something more than just watching a bunch of pretty girls walk up and down to no end at all.
It's not easy to control 83 nervous, ambitious beauties speaking lots of languages, but the TV producer does his best.
What's actually a bit of a worry is that I know them probably better than the judges are ever going to get to know them, you know.
I believe it, I believe it. Do the chaperones object?
No. You get to know them as well, you see. You get to know, well, you know how to rag them, you get to know their soft points, you know their sore points, you learn these things.
It's certainly taking itself very much more seriously than it used to. And you've got to be politically correct as well.
coming from Europe, you understand that a lot of the European countries are very anti-beauty pageants. The moment you say, but the girls are not only there as beauty queens, they're there for the charity purposes, it gives a whole different light to the whole thing. And of course in South Africa, it's a very recognizable thing.
Well, for Africa, it is an accolade of a sort, isn't it?
It is. It is. And we're very excited. And obviously it's a step for us past the cultural boycott, but we're getting there.
Here they are, ladies and gentlemen, all 83 contestants of Miss World 1992.
While contestants get to know their positions, judges get to know each other. Ivana's brought an army of acolytes.
Who would you rather do without, the hairdresser or the security guard?
Well, I could do without both. I could do without
You
both.
said, I remember the other day at our judges' meeting, you were a little bit worried about security here. You did ask what would happen if there was some sort of disruption. Have you felt insecure?
Well, you know, when I was leaving, it was in the press in the United States that I'm coming to South Africa. And I did get a telephone call from the embassy, and they said, Vana, don't worry about anything. It's perfectly safe and wonderful. But something like that puts a little worry in your mind. Even today in the newspaper, it's written that there are going to be some steps or actions taken to disturb the Miss World.
We haven't met very often, but I know all about your cosmetic surgery, your husband, your love affairs, all that kind of thing. I mean, it's public property.
Yeah, I tell you something, you really don't know me. You know, you think that you know me because you read about it and people might talk about it, but half of the things which you said are not true. Because I go out, people say, Vana, you are out every night. I'm not. If I'm out 2 times a week, you know, that's the maximum. But if I'm out, there are photographers and the pictures are all around. I did not have that many boyfriends. I had 2 of them in many years. And you know, there's a lot of things which the people speculate on. If you look good, they said you have everything done. You know, I went to Ireland and they said, oh, Ivan, I had a nose done. I have never had my nose done. I have a scar on it, believe me. If I would have a rotten plastic surgeon, if I would keep my scar on my nose. So the good comes bad, and I just laugh it off.
You see, you switched from being a dutiful and supportive wife and running a casino, running an hotel, to being a youthful single person. How has your life changed?
I really didn't change from the dutiful. I'm always dutiful. You know, I always have, and I understand my responsibilities to my children and to my family, and I always been that way. One way which I did change is that I have freedom. I'm so free.
Of course, the successful Trump partnership was a feature of the 80s. Did you find then that people were jealous of you?
I didn't feel personally, because the people don't come to you and say, well, I don't like you, or I'm jealous of your necklace or beautiful dress or gorgeous home or spectacular yacht. The people wanted to be friends. You have no idea how many friends you have if you have spectacular plane or big boat.
Now, as a fellow judge, what is a woman like you, who knows all about the creation of beauty, what are you looking for in these 83 women we're examining?
You would be surprised. You would be surprised because you would probably say that I'm looking for the beauty. You know, it's a beauty contest. So of course, you have to look for that. But I'm looking. Intelligence is very important, because you cannot have a girl which is not bright running around and representing us women around the world. But the most important thing I'm looking for is personality. Because very often you can see a beautiful face and the girl starts to talk to you, and she totally changes in front of your eyes.
Right now they're changing in the amphitheatre, where the sun's scorching the paparazzi petulant.
Yes, I think I agree with you, but that will happen.
I'm just saying so.
Right, that will happen.
Right, ladies. On 3, big smile, please. 1, 2, 3. Look central, girls. Look central.
Judges' jokes, of course, are always funny. But talk about living dangerously. Here am I, judging a beauty contest in South Africa. How incorrect can you get? At least I'm not wearing a fur coat. At any rate, Richard Branson's here too, wondering whether South Africa will become a significant tourist destination.
I hope so. It has obviously a number of flaws, and I think the biggest problem is that in the last 10 years there have really been no new hotel rooms built, and in fact this is one of the exceptions to the rule. And I think that the big hotel companies worldwide have obviously being worried for good reasons about apartheid.
Now, how do you convince your travelling public that this is a holiday zone and not a war zone?
If the politicians can actually reach agreement, then maybe South Africa can be the exception to the rule in the whole of Africa. It's going to be, a perilous time ahead. And I suspect if I was talking to my accountants, they would say, it's better to put your plane on somewhere else. Living in New York, for instance, you definitely are in a war zone because, there are people being killed on the streets every day. Whereas in South Africa, fortunately, the amount of incidents, they hit the headlines still. So I would actually, in some ways, say it's safer to be in South Africa than it is to be in a city like New York.
Sun City, of course, is calm, but in Johannesburg, it's rather like Miami, another Miami, where you also take tourists. If you take a wrong turning there, you could end up seriously dead.
That sums it up. I mean, everywhere in the world, there's always a risk in life, but the risk of actually being killed anywhere, the risk of being killed in your home is far more risky than actually if you get out and be killed enjoying yourself.
This is the rehearsal for the dress rehearsal. And I have to tell you, we're in a state of some disarray. It's about as casual as the start of World War III. The judges are intent upon every decision. It's been such a worry. We've been so anxious. We've been so fraught. I have to tell you, the decisions. Whether Miss Curacao is better than Miss Aruba, it's that kind of thing. Joan is in a bit of a state because her makeup isn't quite right. Jerry Hall wants some more lines, funny lines they have to be. There's an American presenter here who has trouble reading his lines. So he's had an auto cue put in with print that's about 18 inches high and he still can't read it. I have to say that we professionals are in a terrible state. Amateurs, the girls, they're lovely. They have no problems at all. They're natural.
Okay, right, then Billy D. Williams will say, there they are, ladies and gentlemen, the 10 semi-finalists for the title of Miss World. Clear the stage.
Contestants are taking stage direction, and so are the judges.
Are we walking in or are we just discovered here?
No, you'll be discovered here in the show.
Yeah.
But you will be brought in at about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's it. Happy?
There's one thing missing here. I also have an Emmy.
Ah. You have what? Oh, I know.
Joan wants to make sure that you've been nice about her.
Not. It's him. It's him. He doesn't like what he wants. He wants more written about himself. International superstar Alan Whicker.
Well, that's reasonable. Yes, can't complain about that. And starlet. Why do they call you a starlet?
86. Did you hear that? Yeah. No, because every time I see...
Some judges have heard that terrorists are threatening to disrupt the show.
Talking about the worst situation there can be. There can be a...
You duck, get on the floor.
Okay, what do we do if there is a problem?
What do you mean?
If it's interrupted by
the bomb scare.
a radical group.
Problem. Okay. Radical group. Okay, what do we do?
Get on the floor.
Okay, all right, jump out.
If you can fit under there.
But keep your You're very good up there, I want you to know. No, you are. You're really good. You're so charming. You look fabulous. But you've just got such it's so sort of easy. You make it look... Because it's dead difficult doing that.
And just make it funnier, that's all. Jerry Hall's still looking for ideas to pep up her presentation. Some jokes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I will.
You have to be so politically correct, and I can't be sort of making jokes about...
No, you can't make jokes about colour and South Africa and women and sex.
Or about,
limits your outlook. There's the weather.
Yeah.
Part of the weather. Or Mick, perhaps. They all know Mick.
No. Are you finished?
Yeah, almost. Yet another turbulent photo call, this time for celebrities.
We're going to go now.
There we go. Come here, Abu.
The model elephant, false tusks in place, gets understandably impatient when Jerry Hall can't quite get the hang of her hair.
Here, Here. Hold it. Hold it. Walk in. Come here, Abu. Come here. Here. Come here. Come here.
Well, you don't have to make the tick until the end.
Meanwhile, the judges can't quite get the hang of the marking system.
Put it and marks out of 10 as it suits you. Then, at the end of that, you tick off 10 that you consider to be the best.
Supposing we do 7 for column 1 and 6 for column 2, that's more than 10. And that's too many.
They're both individual columns.
They're both individual. Okay, fine.
Column 1 is for swimwear.
No,
It's evening. This is column 2.
Nothing.
This is swimwear.
Column 1 is evening.
Interview.
Morning. You will finish morning.
See that, that'll come out. But you see, I have about 90 would explain it.
I know.
So if you've got something that you want to remember, that is for you only. For example, redhead or wears a beard.
Smashing or
to remind you of what
double chin.
You may wish to wait until it is.
Eric, thank goodness you chose a simple system, actually.
Yes.
I still don't understand the tick business. Are you all right now?
Well, bemused, judges prepare to question the first batch of beauties. This is the first time cameras have ever been permitted to observe these ultra-secret deliberations. You realize it's on a par with eavesdropping on a meeting of the cabinet or the presidium. Wicker's world is boldly going where no human eye has ever peeped. It's kinda awesome. Judges have 3 minutes with each girl before a school bell rings and she moves smartly onto the next table. That's a lot of chat. Right now, I'm not even sure I know 83 beauty queen questions. Now, if you became Miss World, what would you do? What would your plan be?
Any discrimination in your country? You got to brush up on your schooling.
Yes. Also knitting and sewing. What are your 5-year goals?
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Honestly,
Don't give me that.
Pleasure meeting you. You're number 7. I just see number 6. Come and sit down.
Yeah, I think it was
Yes, systems analyst. Age 20, huh?
20.
Ah.
I'm an officer to the National Guard.
We have details of each girl's background, some of them quite improbable. But if you look like that, you can't be a dentist. It's ridiculous. You know.
Dice que, pero si aparentas así, no puedes ser dentista.
It's against the law.
Don't you think it's much more difficult for a woman to do that than for a man?
Yes.
Much.
Oh, yes.
You seem much more professional than a lot of the other girls,
Maybe
really.
because I'm one of the oldest.
In USA, you can't come in second, can you?
So, well, good luck. I'll see you later.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Claire. I think you know.
Oh,
Hello.
you speak quite good English, I believe.
I do. I've learnt very quickly the time I've been here. I've picked up the accent as well.
Now, have you had any surprises here?
Yes, my mum came out today.
You're in television, aren't you? You're one of those television show-offs, aren't you?
No, I'm not a show. Thank you very much.
Now listen, they tell me you're the favourite in the betting. I hope your mother's put a few quid on you, has she?
She doesn't know. I don't think she's even aware of it.
I don't know what the odds are.
But the thing is, that's
I'm
the
told
press.
you're evens, actually.
That's the press, though, and they don't know you as a person. They don't know you as a person.
Well, it might be even better, then.
Well, it's flattering because they've gone off photographs they've taken, which is nice, but
Yes.
I think from what I've heard, they've changed every week. You know, somebody's favourite one week, and maybe another the next week.
Good
if we
luck.
were here for a month, it would be completely
Good luck.
different.
Good luck. Hello. Wow. One surprise after another.
And he had an idea in his mind and he wanted to design it.
You mean I thought it was Ukrainian national costume.
This is this thing I do not understand. I thought that we only had to do 10 ticks total. Each girl.
Listen, were you as nice to them as I was?
I was very nice to everyone.
Were you?
Yes. Why?
I saw you giving them some pretty hard looks. Actually.
I did?
The girl sat
No.
down and Ivana said, "You call yourself pretty?"
That's terrible. Stop it. I think they're all gorgeous.
Yes,
you know?
I heard her say,
And
where
they
did
are-
you get those clothes from?
No, yeah. I was asking, I said, what are your 5-year-old goals? You know, what are your 5-year goals? And some of them, they would tell you, some of them was just a blank look. nobody home.
Yeah.
There was nobody home. They
Yes.
had no idea what it was.
The judges retire to lunch behind locked doors, or most of us do.
Fellow says I'm exhausted, I've got to go lie down in her room service.
And I looked and I thought, he's 19. And when I looked under the eyes, I could see these lines. And I thought, oh, really? I'm not telling people I'm 26, I'm 18 as well.
Thank goodness we all have different tastes. It's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think a beauty contest like this is a good idea?
I think being competitive is something that sets standards, makes you have appreciation for what other people do.
The other surprising thing about the girls is that they are remarkably happy with each other, aren't they?
Very.
Some of the girls are very good at language. There's a girl, Miss Greece, she speaks about 5 or 6 languages. Brilliant.
For me, it would be interesting to know the questions that everybody asked. I would love to have had a recording of that to hear, because we all asked things that come to our minds. That's interesting.
You were asking for the telephone numbers, and I was asking about what they were going to do with Operation Hunger.
Now comes the time when they start coming around in the swimsuits. Then do we see if we agree that it's still a tick or not? Is that basically?
Well, they come around in the swimsuits. You have to decide whether the conversation was all that important.
Yes.
Just like viewers criticising anyone who appears on television, so we judges feel remote and licensed among ourselves to make extremely personal remarks. There's some nasty shocks, actually. I wasn't expecting that. I had to redo my remarks. It's like an identity parade, this, isn't it?
I would rather die than have to do this.
I don't understand. This is like different girls. Isn't it? I'm remarking everything. What went wrong? What's happened? Help. God, they're looking much worse now. Why is it? What's happened? Are they the same girls?
For young girls, they've got the worst asses I've ever seen. They're all dropped. Because that's why it's important to see them from the back, because the bottom is just as important, I think.
They're tired. The bottoms drop in the afternoon.
Maybe if I wishes they hadn't had this pancakes for breakfast.
Yes. Take it all back. She's got to be a tick.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
They're all fat.
They're all pros. These are pros, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're all sort of 10 out of 10.
How about Miss America? How about USA?
One more turn.
Miss UK is fabulous, I must admit.
Is what?
Miss UK is fabulous.
The crowd will like her because she's got a natural smile.
She's got a great
hasn't she?
smile, great personality.
Yeah.
Great body.
Please make sure you're initially, otherwise they think I've done it.
8 and 9, I got filmed.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, dear. Thanks very much.
I counted 10.
Yeah. In just retribution, each judge has to face the press. Kim Alexis, who's been on the cover of 400 magazines, knows what drives these girls.
Some of them wanted only the car or the money. Some of them just wanted a trip to come here to Sun City. Others were interested in helping the children. And others were here for an experience and bringing more value and enrichment to their lives. I think as a model, you really don't have a voice. It's all looks. And so much is based on looks that you can become a little warped in your values. And it's a constant uphill struggle to try and remain the person whom you were inside instead of people trying to change you all the time. As a beauty queen, you do have a voice and you have a concern and a care for charity work and you know, speaking and representing your country or the world. And that carries with it more of a responsibility.
Irresponsible for once on their evening off, they prove that even beauty queens can look like the girl next door. Next night, in quite another rig, the waving goes on at the dress rehearsal before a paying audience of 4,000. No, you're not serious. It's terrible hair.
Oh, I like a lot of hair.
Brilliant, but better.
Not enough exercise.
There's a woman, there's some fresh there.
Did you hear that? We don't slam with that kind of talk, do we? What a chauvinist. We go through the motions of picking pretend winners just for this rehearsal.
None of these girls will really be chosen. We haven't voted for any of these. I haven't.
Semi-finalist number 5, Miss Turkey.
No, it's impossible. The reigning Miss World appears, supported by an insecure chariot. She's also supported, like the rest of them, by the punters. This event's been financed by Sol Kerzner's chain of casinos, and the pugnacious Sol, now kicking the Miss World contest back into life, has a very short fuse. Last night, after the dress rehearsal, you were heard describing parts of the show as crap. So I get the impression that a few changes have been made.
Yes, there were certain elements of the show that I thought could be better. And the only way to deal with that is basically to have the producer and the people responsible and to discuss it. And I think we had a very good discussion. We were in there for about an hour last night.
I could hear the noise. I could hear the noise, actually. We saw the blood coming out of the door.
Not as bad as that. In fact, it was a good discussion. This morning, they were in there early, doing a certain amount of editing.
I bet they were.
And I think one's just looking to make it as good as possible. And the only reason I went in there last night, quite frankly, is for exactly that purpose, to look at it very critically and to give the guys input.
On the big night, input absorbed, the beauties appear first in national costume and waving well. The judges are more subdued, of course, as their moment of decision approaches.
Harry says to me, well, what do you think of all the girls? Where do you think they're going to be? And I said, listen, I haven't had time really to take a look. And we're chatting, and then I said, hold on, Gary, you're a judge. What are you asking me for?
Jerry Hall's still working on her script. She's telephoned ex-Python for help and tries out his joke.
He's just spent the last 6 months in the country finishing a novel. He's not a writer, he's just a very slow reader.
All right. That's Eric Idle.
That's funny.
Okay. Oh, well, even pythons have off days. The only defense, I suppose, is to invent something relevant.
That's it, I've changed it.
You're allowed in order now. You like it.
The contestants wish each other well, and Sol Kerzner wishes Eric Morley well, or else.
Welcome now on stage, your Miss World host, Billy D. Williams.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and welcome to our millions of viewers around the world and to our lovely contestants for Miss World 1999.
1999?
You look fabulous.
Well, he's close. There's a prize for the best national costume among this international elegance, and the winner's the first surprise of the evening.
Miss Canada.
Who voted for that?
Sydney did. And Miss Personality, Miss Guatemala, Anna Maria Johannes.
Certainly not from Miss Chic.
No. The ruthless judging continues. We're still being just as cruel as any viewer.
I don't think she's pretty at all.
No, I really don't. Some judges are picked to question the 5 finalists.
Alan Whicker. He's just finished interviewing the Sultan of Brunei, who's almost as rich as Sol Kerzner.
Miss Russia, how do you answer those critics who regard any beauty pageant as demeaning to women?
Miss World contest is the contest of the beauty, and this is the contest for the help to the whole world, because everybody must love women.
Yeah, well done.
I can't argue with that.
Joan Collins. It's often said a woman reaches her sexual peak at 40. It's amazing how many men want to climb those mountains.
And yours too, my dear.
Thank you, darling.
Miss Poland, you are beautiful and you're obviously intelligent because I met you the other day. But if you had a choice when you were born of being born either beautiful or intelligent, which would you have chosen?
If I was born, I would like to intelligent. Only intelligent. This is a very important for me.
Good. Because if you're intelligent, you can always look beautiful.
Ivana Trump, who has proved that there is life after death.
Miss United Kingdom, who is your role model or hero and why?
Well, there's a lot of people I admire in this world. I'm going to be corny now and say my mother, but she is. She's my greatest fan, she's my best friend, and she's the person that I look up to and I admire the most in this world.
The other finalists are Miss Venezuela and the local heroine, Miss South Africa. Traditionally, Eric Morley goes up to announce the final 3.
Second princess is Miss Venezuela. And second princess, Miss United Kingdom. In the closest result in the 42 years by 1 point, Miss World 1992 is Miss Russia.
Just as the West began to scorn beauty contests, they took off in a drab Russia, where women, wearying of their freedom to drive tractors, now yearn to emphasize the difference.
Very surprised that she won. You know why? I think she probably won by default.
A 6-foot Moscow teenager, Julia Korochinka, becomes the first Miss World in history not to shed a victorious tear on her new throne. Well, another party's over. And once again, it proves that not even the most careful judge can win, because I haven't met anyone who agrees with the result. I know I very much missed Miss Spain, Miss Uruguay, and particularly Miss India. And I'm afraid I voted for Miss United Kingdom 1, Miss Venezuela 2, and Miss Russia 3. But the result was turned round the other way round. What can you say? We all did our best, and we were very earnest, and we worked very hard, and no one is ever completely satisfied, except, I suppose, Miss Russia. And good luck to her. Well, now we can talk freely.
Yes,
at last, at last. I have to say, I must confess, I voted for you.
Thank you.
And you nearly did. It was only 1 vote, I'm told.
And I wish I hadn't been told that, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty damn close. Maybe next time.
Well, there won't be a next time. That's the unfortunate thing.
Really?
That's it, no.
But listen, the bright thing is you can now concentrate on your television career. And I have to tell you, being in television is great. You'll love it.
Right, okay.
You know? I'm just sorry for your poor old mum. She's going to be a bit miserable.
Oh no, she'll be absolutely thrilled that I've got this far.
Well, you did wonderfully.
I am. I'm absolutely over the moon.
Yes.
I mean, to be told there was one point though, I was like, oh no, I don't want to know that.
So close, yes. She's a nice girl, Miss Russia.
Oh, she's lovely.
And there she is.
Congratulations.
Wasn't it good?
Fantastic.
Didn't she do well?
Fantastic. I'm so proud of her.
So it was worth the journey, wasn't it?
Yes, very much so. We're going home for Christmas now.
I've been waiting for this all week.
Suddenly significant and briefly rich, Miss Russia heads towards her year of charity chores. Some Miss Worlds become film stars or appear on postage stamps, but most are instantly forgotten. For such beauty will always be glorious, but trivial. So, I spent 2 nights with you, being as your straight man, and we didn't quite get the result we wanted, did we?
No, we didn't, not really. But I thought that, I thought Miss Russia was good, but I think that Miss Venezuela and Miss UK were better. I just told her mother was pleased. I tell you, when we did that day, when we interviewed everybody, all of those girls, I had to go home and have a nervous breakdown. Interview 83 Miss World, what do you ask them?
And what about the security here? You've got your security man here, and quite a good-looking one, I see. That must have been arranged. Have you felt insecure here?
No.
No.
No. Well, it's just that if you're in a place like this, you know, wherever
Africa.
you go.
Africa.
No, not Africa. No, in
No.
in a big casino. Wherever you go, people come up and want to ask for your autograph.
Yes,
and
but
they
do you want 2 chaps sitting outside your bedroom door all night?
No. In my bedroom.
Well, that's another thing. But I mean, Sidney Sheldon has got 2 chaps.
Has
he?
he?
And who's going to burst into his room?
You're kidding. I didn't know that.
True. And
This is it.
Ivana Trump has got a catalogue of people.
Has she?
She's got, I mean, I've never seen such a caravan.
Really?
Yes. Have you got a caravan?
No. No, I don't have a caravan. I have Judy, who's my PR, personal assistant, best friend.
You've got Nice Robin. Where is Nice Robin?
He wouldn't show his face.
I haven't seen him. I thought you'd chained him to the bed, actually.
No. Robin doesn't come out to these kind of things.
He doesn't come out?
No.
You've done 3 of these. How does this compare with the others?
So much hard work, as I said.
It is hard work, isn't it?
The hardest
I was
work I've
amazed.
ever done for not getting paid.
How do you think they're going to keep these girls down on the farm after they've seen Sin City?
I think they want to go back to the farm.
And in Whicker's world at this time next Tuesday, the Sun King who found the lost city.